2023. This year went by fast. It has been a very good year, but a tough year at the same time. But that's what makes the year so great at times, because not every day is supposed to be good, because if every day was good, it wouldn't make the days that were good special. And I think that's the best way to describe what 2023 was for me. A very good year, but a tough year, and also very good development year for myself in terms of just life, learning about things, all that type of stuff. It was a good year, very good year. But without going into too much detail, we first need to go into our awesome end of the year reel that my editor Coleman has made for us. I'm excited to see this. Last year he crushed it. I'm just going to shut up. Coleman, roll it. Wow, Coleman did such a great job. I haven't even seen it, but I know it's great after last year. So what I like to do now at the end of the year is make these videos that's a year in review, recapping what's going on. I know a lot of people are not going to watch this, but this is kind of more of a video for myself to look back at like decades later, because I feel like the old version of Max is going to be like, wow, look at the growth of myself, that type of stuff. So I like to talk about my goals for the year, that type of stuff, what happened this year, and all that good stuff. So we are going to be recapping from the start to the end. Like I said, this year has been good but tough. So starting off with January 1st, I had one of the most stressful New Year's days I have ever had. Probably the most stressful New Year's Day I've ever had. There was a lot going on. I was starting to not be sick anymore because I had just gotten the flu. Because if you remember last year, I had gotten the flu right at December, towards the mid-December, but it lasted for a while, me having the flu, the symptoms of it. I got better a week later, but I still had a lot of the symptoms, and I was still feeling sick, and I think my sickness got worse because of how stressed out I was. So in the beginning of the year, we kind of lost our momentum. We were supposed to be uploading like crazy, and I think I actually had to take like a 1 week break or 2 week break. We lost our YouTube momentum. We were doing so well, and I think that really hurt our viewership we could have had at the beginning of the year, because January, it was a tough month with everything going on. But yeah, that's not gonna happen for next year. Nothing too crazy really happened in January other than the beginning of the year. The channel did well though, but we worked with what we had. I was very happy with the videos we had come out. So that I'm really happy with what the team put out this year in terms of videos. I think, you know, last year I thought was our best year, and I think this year is our best year. And even through everything we had going through this year, we still somewhat kept at least one video a week. And I'm very proud of the team for doing that. I couldn't have done it without Coleman, Mason, and Jackson. Big shout outs to those three guys because they were there when I was sick to make videos, that type of stuff. They made sure we had stuff on the channel at all times. So we go into February. That's really when we started back our momentum because I just stopped with the sickness. That flu that I had the symptoms for a while. It was kind of crazy. But February, we started bringing out content left and right, and we did really well with it. You know, one of my favorite videos that I've made, we had come out in February, which was the DK Oldlies video. I thought that was a cool video because I ordered Nintendo Switch games. That's what our channel is, and everyone was talking about DK Oldlies at the time. It was a fun video, and I hope to do something like that again. I don't know if it's necessarily DK Oldlies because I don't think anybody cares about them, but that was probably one of my favorite videos we did this year. And February, pretty good month for myself. Nothing bad happened. We had Valentine's Day. That was a good Valentine's Day. Nothing too crazy happened in the month of February. The channel did well. I mean, it was great. I actually, in February, towards almost like 2 weeks left of February, I started my diet. Obviously, last year at the Year in Review video, I said one of my goals for 2023 was to lose weight. And I meant what I said because halfway through February, I started a diet. Now, a lot of people ask me, what did I do with this diet, that type of stuff. I have a unique diet. I mean, I don't know if it's unique, but I don't do like keto, that type of stuff. I make my own diet, basically. And if you go back to last year's video, you could clearly see that it worked. And we're going to continue the diet, obviously. I'm off of it right now. I'm going back January 8th because we're in the Christmas season. That's my time that I really eat really bad. Probably about to put on a few more pounds, but we're gonna lose it next year. I will tell you guys at the beginning, or the end of last year, I was 333 pounds. And now I am 250 pounds. To be exact, I'm actually at 249, I believe is what I weighed at. I'm probably a few more pounds after everything I've been eating. But I've been off the diet because I wanted to experience Christmas and New Year's, and I have a trip in the beginning of January that I'm taking. But once we're back on that trip, or from the trip, we're back on the diet. And yeah, I'm really proud of myself though. I mean, look at me, 250 pounds. I'm telling you guys the number. I know a lot of people would not be so public about how much they weighed, that type of stuff, but I feel like it's important to talk about that if there's somebody out there that's trying to look for motivation to lose weight. It's interesting. When I did my diet, I actually had some people that was inspired by the weight loss. I even had one of my co-workers. He was like, Max, you have lost so much weight. I'm starting a diet myself. I am going to do a diet. And yeah, he's doing great at it. He started it, and yeah, man, it was crazy. It was crazy to see that. Jump into March, there was something that happened to me not with the YouTube channel, just personal life stuff. It didn't affect me too much. It was just the stuff that was happening behind the scenes, the stuff that was being said. I don't want to go into detail of like what happened because I don't think it's right for me to do that. But I do want to like vaguely talk about it enough to know what that I'll know what I'm referencing when I go back to these videos. And March it wasn't tough. A lot of people thought it was going to be tough for me with what was happening. To those that do know, a lot of my friends know what happened. But it was just the stuff that was happening behind the scenes, what was being said, is what actually made it tough and, just not great. But we got through it. Didn't affect me too much. It was honestly not that bad. It was one of the bad things to happen this year, but we got through it. We're here now. All is well. And then April, I was still on my diet, but I decided to go ahead and do boxing. I had talked about doing boxing. I was actually in the early stages of doing boxing, like February 2020. COVID happened. I didn't get to continue my boxing training. I actually had somebody that was training me, give me the early stages of training, and yeah, it was going to be great. And then COVID happened. And a lot of things happened. It was March when COVID happened, not February 2020. But I did start the boxing stuff in February, and then like 1 week later, the world shut down. But I had not been able to do the boxing. But I finally was able to do boxing in April, and I've done so well with it. I actually haven't shown any boxing footage since July. So I've had some people ask me if I still do it or not, but yes, I am still doing it twice a week, Monday and through Wednesday, or not, Monday and Wednesdays when I go. Every night I'm doing it, and I am doing so well with it. I can't wait to show you guys new footage eventually. I want to wait. I really want to show like a groundbreaking change, which we already have a groundbreaking change whenever you guys see the next footage of me. But yeah, I've been doing so well with boxing, and that's probably what's helped me lose a lot of weight too, having that on top of the diet that I was on. I also was doing a bunch of Ring Fit adventure stuff for my diet. I really wanted to do more of that, but I had to stop with Ring Fit. I think I did it from February to May, I believe. Unfortunately, Ring Fit Adventure, with my time schedule that I have with my YouTube, my actual job, and boxing, it didn't make sense for me to continue Ring Fit Adventure. It was very difficult to do it just due to time, because I am a very busy person. But I did do Ring Fit streams from February to May, and that was fun. I was doing Ring Fit 3 times a week. That was a fun experience. I wish I could bring it back. I truly do. But I stopped with the Ring Fit Adventure stuff just due to the fact that I was doing boxing, and it was just too difficult to do. I was always so exhausted coming back from work. But it was a great experience. I highly recommend, if you guys don't go to a gym or anything like that, but it's something of interest and you want to get started, you just don't want to do a gym quite yet, I really think Ring Fit is great for you. You're not going to build muscle from Ring Fit Adventure, but you are going to lose weight. You're going to burn a lot of calories depending what you do. I'm pretty sure I remember I averaged on my streams for Ring Fit Adventure like 300 to 400 burning calories, which, me personally, I think that's a good number considering how long we were playing Ring Fit Adventure. I think we were doing Ring Fit for like an hour, sometimes 2. I think that's a good number of calories to burn, and Ring Fit Adventure is great. I really wish we could bring back those streams because that was such a fun time doing Ring Fit Adventure streams. Having the whole community there, cheering me on, making fun of me, it was great. And we actually did a video on it, which is crazy to go back to see that video and see what I look like now. It's really crazy. I'm doing the whole diet. It was great. But I also am just so surprised to see the change. Like, I don't know how to describe it. A lot of people at my work, obviously the comments felt differently. I read the comments. A lot of people don't know this, but every YouTuber, they read their comments, even if they don't respond. I always read the comments about my weight. But a lot of people said to me at work and all that stuff that you really don't look like you look like you need to lose some weight, but not like majorly lose weight. So when I told the people that I was 333 pounds, they were like, I don't know if I do a good job of like not looking the part or something, but it's just crazy to go back to that video, see what I look like, and then now. I don't know. It's interesting. We had our Nintendo Switch room tour video come out, which I'm very happy to have done that video. A lot of people had begged for a room tour video over the last 3 years, and I never did it because I didn't really think it was gonna. Well, one of the reasons was I didn't do it because of COVID. I wanted a camera person here, and I wanted it to be special. And we were able to get a camera person here for that, and it was a fun video. That was a fun video, very fun video. In fact, I'm actually really excited to do the room tour video for next year because there's been a lot of changes, like a lot of changes. A lot of those changes actually happened like 3 weeks later after we filmed the video. I was like, wow, I should have waited to film this until that, but it's okay. But I'm looking around the changes, and there are some crazy changes that have happened since the last time we did a room tour video. I mean, that wasn't there. There's a slight tease for you, and that definitely wasn't there. We also had in April, my nephew was born. Yes, I know. I am an uncle now. We talked about this at the last year's year in review video, but now I am officially an uncle. I got to hold him in June. I think there's a photo out there of me doing it. A lot of people thought the baby was born inside of a Pizza Hut because there was pizza boxes in the background. That was kind of funny when I released that video, seeing the comments of that. But no, the person was not born inside of a Pizza Hut. But yes, he was born in April. My goal is to hopefully in a few years make him into a Nintendo fan. I mean, I feel like I'm not doing my part if somehow he ends up being a fan of gaming and it's not Nintendo. So that's going to be the #1 goal for me whenever we get to that stage, because I mean, I'm guessing what kids probably don't start playing games until what, like 4 or 5, so that's gonna be like 5 years from now, but that's like 2028 goal right there. May was a great month for me because May was when we started to really ease off of the mask. A lot of people made fun of me for wearing a mask. It was constant. I was really annoyed that people were making fun of me. I think it's messed up to make fun of people for that if they chose to wear a mask. Like, whatever you believe in, you shouldn't have made fun of people, because, you know, I just, that's my preference right there. I was very annoyed seeing that because it happened so much to me. A lot of people don't know, but a majority of my comments was, why are you wearing a mask? Da-da-da-da-da-da. So in May, I felt it was a good time to stop with the mask, and I eased off of it. I think the first video we were not wearing a mask was the Tears of the Kingdom unboxing video, which that was a fun video. That was a midnight launch. We've never done a midnight launch on the channel, and I think the video came out great. That was also another one of my fun videos that I did for last year. And that was the start of, I think that was the last video. That was the first video with no mask, and I don't know if we had any more masks since then. Either way, we wrapped up with that, and it was great because the comments were so annoying. It really was. I don't know how to describe to you how it was, but it was just, I don't know if annoying. I didn't care about being made fun of. It was just, to me, I couldn't believe how sad people were to go that far and how many people were doing it. It was ridiculous, and I just don't get it. I didn't talk about this on the channel because I didn't film it, but I also took a trip in May. I went over to Sonoya, Georgia. I went to one of my friend's Walking Dead event where he brings a lot of the cast there. It's like a convention, but they don't call it a convention, but it pretty much is a convention. But I am a big fan of The Walking Dead. I have not really talked about it much on this channel, but there's like 4 things that I really, really love. I love Nintendo, I love Spider-Man, love boxing, and then I love The Walking Dead. I have, actually, we're gonna save that for the room tour video, but I really love The Walking Dead. Before I did YouTube, I was doing Walking Dead conventions. I did like 12 Walker Stalker conventions, if anybody knows what that is. And yeah, I love The Walking Dead. And I've met pretty much everyone from the cast almost. So yeah, I love The Walking Dead. doing that trip was great because I haven't been to Georgia since 2019, and I'm going back to Georgia next month when this video comes out, so that's gonna be pretty fun. That's pretty much all that happened in May. In June, we actually started a series that was Coleman's idea, and then Coleman quickly regretted suggesting this idea, where we talked about every game that was coming to the Nintendo Switch that month. I think it was a fun series at first, but then it just got so annoying because there was so many games out there that was just like, what is this? It was a fun series. A lot of people liked it, and a lot of people still asked for it. We had to go, I think, from June to September, but it was just too much work for both me and Coleman, especially for Coleman. I think Coleman was saying that that was probably one of the most difficult videos he had edited, was those videos, because I think he really had to go out of his way to find images of the game. There's a way that we could bring that back. We might bring it back next year. It just depends. I mean, I don't know, it's like one of those videos like the Video Games Monthly series that we did. People asked for that, but those videos are extremely expensive to make, and the viewership wasn't good enough, but weirdly enough, people asked for them all the time. And it's similar to the games that are coming out that month with the Switch series that we started. The comments, big support, the viewership for like the first couple episodes, I guess is what we'll call it, was great, and then the last two, they were like, woo! The YouTube algorithm, gotta love it. June, we had a lot of videos come out that month because we had the series start. We had, what else did we have? We had Too Many Games, which we're gonna go into Too Many Games momentarily. We had a Nintendo Direct the same week of Too Many Games. That was crazy. Let me look at my videos here. It's sad that I have to look at what I made. Oh! The Alien Zapper. Oh my gosh, that was such a fun video. Actually, it was torture for me, but I loved the outcome of what we got. I got Alien, or it was Martian Panic. I saw that Best Buy had this like Nintendo Switch Alien Zapper bundle, like 10 bucks, came with the game. I was like, this would make a great video. So I turned my Switch into an Alien Zapper. We played a game with an Alien Zapper. The Zapper was really cool, but the game was absolutely horrible. That was a fun video. That might have been one of my favorites to have come out. Then we obviously have the Nintendo Direct. I think it's just crazy that we had a Nintendo Direct the same week of Too Many Games. For me, that was actually very stressful because I was like, oh no, am I going to be able to get my Direct video out and still be able to head to Too Many Games? Because the Direct was literally happening the day that I was supposed to be going to Pennsylvania, or driving. I drive to Pennsylvania, or I don't drive, it's my mom that drives, but it was happening the day of that, and we were supposed to leave, and I was like, hey Ma, can we wait a few hours, and we had to wait like 3 hours, but it was so crazy. The Direct was really good. That was like one of the best Nintendo Directs out there. It was just crazy, the timing of events, especially because usually if Nintendo does a Direct in June, it's like June 9th, 10th, that range, and they did it like in a weird time. We had Too Many Games! Too Many Games. This was my third Too Many Games. Yes, this was my third Too Many Games. And it was great because we had so many of my friends there at Too Many Games this year. We had Coleman, we had Luke, Jackson, Turbik, Zarknell. These are all people that I've met Coleman and Luke before, but I didn't meet Jackson and all of them before. Actually, I met Turbik before, and I met Zarknell last year. Really, it was just Jackson for the first time that I was meeting, but what made this so special was all of us were coming together for the first time, really. They all had come together for a New York trip that I was supposed to go to back in 2021. It just did not work out. COVID, all that type of stuff. Unfortunately, I just was not able to make it happen. But we all were able to make it happen this year, and it was great because, you know, one of the highlights of the year for me was really being able to hang out with everybody, and like, you know, obviously it was my first year not wearing a mask, so we had all ate together. There's a photo out there, which was truly special, where all of us are together. We're at like PJ Lillaham's? I don't know what the place was called. It's right beside the convention center, and a very special moment. And I think I speak for everyone that was there. That was probably one of the best things that happened on the trip. And probably one of the best things that happened all year long, because that was our first time all of us eating together. It was so cool. We also did the same thing with Jay Matthew one day later. That was really cool too, because me and Jay Matthew, we've talked about doing something like that. It just unfortunately didn't ever work out because of COVID. And last year, I say last year, but 2023 was the first year we were able to pull this off, and it was great. We also ate at the same pace. PJ Lula Hams, whatever it's called. I'm sure that I'll be doing it again with him next year. Maybe same place, I don't know, tradition, I don't know. But that trip was great. I filmed it. One of my favorite videos out there is doing all the vlogs and being able to edit them the same night that it was recorded. From my understanding, has not been done before. I think people are doing it now, but I think I was the first one to start that whole tradition, and I met so many great people, so many viewers of the channel, because that was the year before that the channel blew up, but I didn't have any conventions since then when the channel blew up. So this is the first convention that I took that the channel had really blown up, and yeah, it was crazy. I think I met like a solid like 15 viewers out there, which I was not expecting. And what was crazy about that is I was trying to go to the bathroom. My mom and Jay Matthew was waiting on me, and I was supposed to just go to the bathroom, but every time I was about to go to the bathroom, someone would walk up. This bathroom was like a spawn point for MonadoMax viewers. I'm just saying. Every time I walked over there to the bathroom, they're like, MonadoMax! Ah! And I had to talk to them for a few minutes, and like, as I'm like, hey, I'll see you later, bye, peace. And then I'm heading to the bathroom, and then somebody else is there, and I think that happened for a bit. But still, it was lovely meeting everybody there. That was a fun event. In fact, the craziest thing that happened to me that day was, shout out to Dawson and his family. Those were one of the people that I met at Too Many Games that watches the channel. He and the family bought me a t-shirt unexpectedly. I was talking to his dad. His dad was like, hey, what should I get? You know, I think he was a gamer, or like semi, like, he knew about it but didn't play much about it, but he wants to get more into it. He told me more about himself, and I suggested this t-shirt that he should buy, because he asked me what t-shirt he should get. And yeah, he got himself a t-shirt, and he was like, Max, what do you want? And I'm like, what, really? And then yeah, that was unexpected. I think there's video footage of that. I don't remember. There should be video footage of that. Then we had more videos come out. We actually had some bangers. We had like my top 10 best Switch games video. That was a controversial video because of some of the games they had on there, but that was a fun video. Then we go into July, where we had Southeast Game Exchange. This was the first time that I was officially a special guest. Last year, I was like made a special guest like 1 hour before the event. This time, I was an actual special guest. I was actually on the website for Southeast Game Exchange, and they had me on the website like 3 months before the event. That was so cool being there, because once again, I wasn't expecting to meet so many people, but I met so many people that had watched the channel. Crazy. Everyone asked me like, which one do I prefer? Too Many Games or Southeast Game Exchange? Both events are so different. That is the best way I can describe it. I know that doesn't make sense considering both are gaming conventions, but if you can only go to one, Southeast is the one you gotta go to, but both are truly different convention experiences, and it was great. Shout out to Austin and all the people that run over there at Southeast Game Exchange. Y'all make that event so great, and I can't wait to go back next year. I also went to the after party for Southeast Game Exchange. That was pretty cool. I did that last year, but I did it this time again, and yeah, I don't want to talk about what happened, because, you know, I feel like those things, you gotta stay behind closed doors. But I will say that there are some really awesome people there that did some awesome things with me. And actually, wait, hold on. That sounds like something. Okay, I'm just giving shout outs because people. I went by myself this year. Last year, I was with Alex C&D, Master of Doom, and his brother. I sat with them. This was my first year. They weren't there at the convention this year. So I went to the after party by myself. And there was people there that invited me to come eat with them, and they made sure I stayed involved in the conversation and make sure I wasn't by myself, which was super appreciated. Then we jump into another trip that happened in July, which was Misfits 08. This was a crazy, unexpected trip. Literally, this was planned 1 week before Southeast Game Exchange. Me and my mom went there, and I did a video of that. That was something different, but I wanted to film that because I love boxing. I love influencer boxing, and to be able to go to something like that was so cool. We met so many people. I had started this trend this year where I was getting people to sign the My Stop Smoking Coach DS game, and we got so many people from all 3 of those events because they all happened so close. We got so many people, so many unexpected YouTubers have signed that game now. We also met up with Mams Taylor, who is the manager of KSI. I told him, like, hey, I've lost so much weight from boxing, and I showed him some footage, and then I was like, bro, my goal is to one day fight on one of these cards. It's gonna happen one day. And then Mams was like, you know what, what's your Twitter? Please let me know. I want to follow you on Twitter. I want to continue this journey. And he DM'd me some stuff when he followed me. And yeah, he's watching the journey. So I think that's pretty crazy that we have Mams Taylor, the manager of KSI, following me on Twitter and also watching the weight loss journey. He thought it was incredible, the weight loss journey that I was at the time. And hopefully I'll be able to fight on a Misfits card soon. I don't know if next year is going to be a thing. It's going to happen eventually. I know it will. It's just a matter of timing and events. Then we jump into August. I had a medical procedure happen, and it was actually pretty simple. A way easier procedure. I had the same procedure done on me back in 2020, and that was painful in terms of the after effects. Anesthesia normally doesn't, when I wake up from anesthesia, typically after a few hours, I don't do good. Last year, I ended up back in the hospital emergency room, and yeah, I didn't have that happen this time, and it was a way easier process, but yeah, I had that happen, and it looks like, I don't want to go into details why I have that done, because it's kind of difficult to explain, because I don't really know what's going on with me, in all honesty. I've had this problem since 2015, and the doctors don't know what's wrong with me. But hopefully we'll figure that out in 2024. That's not going to be a goal, because they don't know what's wrong with me. That same month, I had actually found out that I would be able to do boxing sparring. I was approved medically to spar people and to box people. They approved sparring, but I'm pretty sure they'll approve me boxing considering the comments that they've made. But they said I needed to get surgery to take my implanted port out before I started sparring. Which, if you guys know my history, my medical history, I don't want to go into too much detail because this video is already super long, but that sounded impossible for most. I knew that I was going to be able to do it. A lot of people was telling me it was not going to happen. A lot of people didn't think I was going to be able to box because of all my medical problems, but I am continuing to prove people wrong and will continue to prove people wrong. I just got to get this port surgery done, and I really want that to be something that happens next year. Hopefully it does happen. Then we jump into September and through October. Those were some really tough months for me. There was events that happened in September and October that they're very tough. Very tough is the best way to describe it. Obviously, like I said, I'm not going to talk about certain things because I'm just talking about enough to have me know what I'm talking about. And yeah, those 2 months, the things that were happening, it broke me. I'm not gonna lie, it actually broke me. The stuff that happened between that is what made this year so tough for me, and it just kept getting worse. The events that was happening. Things that were happening in September and then things that were happening in October. The combination, it was happening at the same time pretty much, the things that were going on, and I don't know how to describe it other than it broke me. Obviously, I'm here now. I got through it. It didn't break me anymore. It just temporarily broke me, but that was some very tough times. But we got through it, and a lot of things to learn from it, and yeah, hopefully, you know, we don't have to go through that again, and hopefully things will go back to normal one day. I don't know how I don't know. I also need to address this because a lot of people was expecting me to do a Thanksgiving special. Actually, they expected a special. I hinted towards a Thanksgiving special and the Halloween special if you go back to the end credit scene, but nobody, I think, picked up on that. Thanksgiving was supposed to happen, but the events of what was happening in September and October, I couldn't do it. The thing that also happened in October made it kind of not necessarily impossible, but it just, yeah, we couldn't do it. It didn't make sense. Out of respect for somebody, I did not want to do it because I know the person that was for this person cared deeply about that project, just like I did. And I know if I did it with how things were going on between me and this person, it would have, he would have been upset with it. That I went through with it, so out of respect, I didn't do it, and I also was not just in the right space to do it with everything that was going on between September and October. But I also think that it was a blessing in disguise for the Thanksgiving special not to happen, because well, first of all, it's a Thanksgiving special that we're doing. It's actually going to be called a Wacky Tacky MonadoMax Thanksgiving special. I wanted to give you guys some details since we didn't get one this year. Next year, I've actually changed up the script. The script for the Thanksgiving special, I've decided I am going to make it very deep. With the things that happened to me this year, I think I could make a story out of it and help other people out there. And yeah, we're making the Thanksgiving special really deep, and I think it's going to be great. With what I have, the rough draft right now, I'm very happy with what we're doing with it. I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to make it a very meaningful video out there. And it's going to be, I don't know if dark is the right word. It'll be depressing but uplifting, and a very great video, great story behind it, a great message behind it. I'm very excited, and that's all I'm going to say about the Thanksgiving special. I wanted to give you guys a little taste since we didn't get to do it this year. It was just the stuff that was happening, and just a lot of things, it was just really hard to do. And if I had done it, it wouldn't have been right, and it might have not been good. It's now going to be a way better video with what I'm doing with the script. It's going to be great. I'm very excited for it. November and December were great months for the channel. We had crazy videos. We started a whole series on rare Switch games, which you guys love, which made the biggest YouTube channel video on this channel, which was unexpected. There were so many great videos we put out this year. We started reviews again. We hadn't really done reviews, like we did Red Dead Redemption, Mortal Kombat, Hogwarts Legacy, Batman, throughout September into December. We had so many great videos. I don't want to talk about all of them because this is already super long, so I'm going to shut up for that. Let's go into how things were for the month. Nothing crazy. Just work was very crazy. I had so many, I had like 3 14-hour shifts. Brutal. I did one last year, and that was tough. I expected to do one this year, but not. I think it was 2 is what I did. It was either 2 or 3. I didn't expect to do more than 1 this year, and it happened because of Black Friday. I used to love Black Friday until I worked retail. Now I want to jump into the goals of 2024, because that's what we did last year. We did goals. And we did a lot of goals. We succeeded at goals but failed. One of those was the 100K thing. I was partially serious about it, but I wasn't actually truly trying to hit that. I think we could have hit it, and I know we'll hit 100K whenever the next Nintendo console happens. That could be next year, or I think it's going to be more like 2025 though. We'll have to see. I change my mind on this every day. Whenever the next Nintendo console happens, that is when this channel is really going to blow up. And I think I thought that was going to happen last year, at least the news of it. And also because the channel was doing so well, and then we lost the momentum because of my sickness and flu. I think we definitely could have hit it. It was just that thing that happened, the roadblock, and you know how the YouTube algorithm is. When you take a break, YouTube is not happy with that. They will ruin video performances for you when you come back. So the next goal for YouTube channel viewership and all that, I want to continue doubling the channel. So really 20,000 subscribers is the goal. 20K subs is going to be the goal because we doubled the channel 2 years in a row in viewership and subscribers. I'd like to do that again. I think we can definitely hit that. I want to continue the growth of the channel financially. Financially, this has been the first year that we made money off YouTube, and the money that we made off YouTube, I'm not going to say how much we made, but it was enough to pay both Coleman and Mason I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket this year when it came to those guys. It was all paid through this channel. Every year I had to put my own money into this. This is the first year I didn't have to, and for the first year that I'm making money off YouTube at the channel rate that we are, I think is an incredible statement, especially if you look into how much I'm paying both of them. I'd like to get more sponsors, but the right sponsors. Obviously everyone's gonna want sponsors, but I don't want to change my content up just to do a certain video unless I get to like include it in one of my regular videos. And I've gotten so many offers to do stuff, but I'd have to change the content. It'd have to be a dedicated video, and I'm like, no, not doing it. In fact, a lot of people that know about this think I'm an idiot for declining this, but I'm telling you this, guys, because I want you guys to know how important it is to me to still be able to do the type of content that I do. I don't want to change anything up just for the money, I declined a multi-$1,000 sponsorship deal that would have been multiple videos for $1,000 each for these videos. But I declined it because, one, it was a mobile game, and second, they did not want to do the idea that I had in mind, which was include it into one of my regular Switch videos. The company was very against it. I don't know why, because I just don't see... I don't understand why they would want me to make a full dedicated video. I just think that what made sense was to include it into one of my videos. But no, they were not keen for that. They were like, this is it. Take it or leave it. I left it. I did not accept the money on the table. And yeah. And I mean, I just look at it as better things are coming when it comes to sponsorships. We've had one really good one so far for this channel that I didn't have to change the channel up at all, actually. And in the works with another one right now. Hopefully it goes through. Weight. I have another new weight goal for me. I don't know if I said I had a weight goal last year. I never went back on that video to see what I got right and what I got wrong with my goals. I know 100K, car, I think it was car, weight, and channel. It was like the 3 goals. I don't remember though. But the goal is to be at 200 pounds by the end of 2024. That's the ideal weight that I want to be at. That's my fight weight that I want to be at. The lowest I want to be at is 190. So what I want to be walking around, I want to be walking around 200 to 210. I want to fight at 190 to 200. That's my ideal weight, I feel. That's where I feel strong, and that's really what I want to be at. The goal is to hit it by the end of the year. A lot of people are like, yeah, you'll hit it, and then I've had some people that think, or actually a decent amount of people that think that that's kind of a big number to hit. I don't know. We're going to do my absolute best to hit it, though. I believe I can hit it. We're only 50 pounds away. We lost, like 83 pounds this year. I think we can do 50 pounds and then focus on building muscle, like really building muscle, probably late next year. We must get a car and license, and it has to be done within the first half of 2024. I should have done it last year. I was in the process of driving again, and really what it came down to was I chose the boxing over the car training that I was doing, and that was probably an idiotic move. I was just enjoying boxing so much. I was losing so much weight from it. It was a dumb move, but y'all gotta also realize my schedule is so packed. I probably need to look into maybe taking like 2 months off of boxing potentially. That way I can just focus on the days that I'm off on just the car stuff, because I am constantly working. Speaking of work, I'm putting this on here, but I'm not committing to this. This is one I'm not going to be upset if it doesn't happen. I would like to maybe start working 4 days a week at some point into 2024. With my YouTube money that I make enough that it covers the 5th day that I'd be missing out on pay with my job. And I would like to do it just so I can focus more on YouTube, more free time with the boxing, car, all that type of stuff. Because the 5 days a week, with everything that I'm doing, it's really tough and can be really, I don't know what the word to describe it, but it can be draining, I guess is the best thing to describe it. I want to continue my boxing journey. I'm putting this on here, but this is only going to happen depending the timing, if I can even get surgery. This all depends if I can even get surgery. I want to continue the boxing journey, and I want to attempt to, by the very end of 2024, try to have a boxing fight. It realistically is probably more going to be 2025, but I want to continue my boxing journey. I want to get boxing fights since I want to get sparring in. I have so many people that want to spar me at my gym that I go to. I really want to get this done. I want to continue the boxing journey. I am pretty much at my limit right now with what I'm learning from boxing without having to get more surgery. I need to get surgery to continue learning boxing, basically. I'm at my limit of what I can learn. And to do more, I need to get surgery because that opens the door for sparring and many other things with boxing. So my goal is to get that done so I can continue my boxing journey and hopefully get a fight in 2024. Do not expect to be on Misfits. That's going to be a few years down the road, but it will happen at some point. But I do want a boxing fight by the end of this year. That'd be great if it can happen. If everything works out, you know, hopefully the surgery, sparring, and then a boxing fight by November, December. That would be great. Make the Thanksgiving special meaningful and truly special, memorable, that type of stuff. Which I think with the script that I have in mind, changing the script up that I had from what was supposed to come out this year, I think that video is going to be so special. Man, I can't wait because I'm going to be putting my acting abilities to the absolute limit with what I have planned with that. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. I love challenges, and I will be truly challenging myself with that video. That's all you're going to hear from me talking about the Thanksgiving special until like a month before it actually comes out. Obviously, it's going to come out next year on Thanksgiving. A wacky tacky MonadoMax Thanksgiving special. And this is something that should have been done last year. I say last year, we're already, by the time this video comes out, we're in last year, but 2023 is still happening in this timeline right now. I was supposed to have a shelf already because we have so much stuff to hang up now for the videos. I have enough to make a new shelf, basically, a new studio backdrop. We've used the switch, the current one that we've had in videos for over a year now. I really like it, but I have so much more stuff that I want to show off, and we need to get another shelf in. So in 2024, I want to have another shelf, and so basically a new background. I love the background that we have right now, though. The video background that I have in mind still will look very similar, but there will be a difference. That's everything that I have written down. I'm sure when this video comes out, I'm going to be like, oh, I should have put this down or this down. Really, the goal is to, the main things is continue the YouTube success, 200 pounds, surgery, car. The car should have happened last year. That was the goal from last year, and I failed that. And that is my fault. But this year, we're getting the license and we're getting the car. Luckily, I already have the money for a car, so there is that. I'm not worried about that part. It's just really the license part now at this point. Well, guys, that's going to be it from me. I want to know what you guys are thinking. What do you think of the goals that I have for this year? What are your goals that you have this year? And just talk about what you saw in this video. I don't know. I mean, I guess really just talk about your goals. I don't know if I need to know your opinion on my goals. Is that weird to ask? What's your opinion on my goals? I don't know. That seems weird to ask, so I'm not going to ask that. But I enjoyed making this video. It's probably not going to do well in viewership. Like I said, this video is really only made for myself, and I guess the hardcore MonadoMax viewers out there that like to watch whatever it is I make. I mean, y'all even watched a 2-hour, was it almost 2 hours? I made like a very long Spider-Man 2 review. I know it was over an hour long. Y'all watched that. It didn't do that well, but a lot of y'all still watched it, the hardcore ones. I'm curious to see how many people watch this. Probably just need to shut up because I'm just making this unnecessarily longer. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, become a Monado Marine, $5 a month. Oh, you know what? I forgot to talk about this. We started a podcast. Oh no, Coleman's gonna hate me that I just now remembered. We started a podcast. That has been, you know, listen, I want it to be more successful. It has the potential, and the reason why it hasn't been hitting the numbers it should hit, it's because of me. It has so much potential. It's just I am so busy, and I told people that when we started it, but Coleman really wanted this to be a project, and I'm hoping whenever we you know, hit the 4 days a week schedule that we'll have the podcast be more frequent. We're doing every other week. Sometimes we miss it, and it's because of me. But I want that to be still going for next year. We're doing it live now instead of recorded videos like we've been, and yeah, it's been fun, very fun, but it hasn't been successful in all honesty. And I think that has not motivated the cast, the Player's Choice members, but I'm still motivated. I just know that they're not happy with me because of the scheduling, but I do my absolute best. I'm just so busy, and it's gonna work out soon. They just gotta keep on keeping on. Check out the description, all that good stuff, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know your goals if you want to let me know your goals. I'll be reading the comments. I may not respond or even give a heart, but I see every comment. Trust and believe. Every YouTuber does.